discovered something new to try. And I discovered it because I saw a painting online that I tried to copy. And what was interesting about it was the outline underneath the subject was painted in red. And I duplicated it, and I really like that underpainting red color showing throughout the painting. And so then I sort of invented one with a different outline underneath it in purple, and I really liked the way that looked. So I went out and picked some of my winter camellias and I put it in a little bowl of water. I would like to experiment with this with several different colors and see what happens and see what comes of it. So I thought I'd take you guys along for the ride. So there's my setup. I'm putting the light on it on one side to mimic what the window would look like. And off we go. So the first painting I did, the basic color of the outline was red, and there were yellow roses and purple hydrangeas. So when you look at this, I had red and purple and yellow, more like this yellow though. Then the one that I did myself, I put purple underneath, and there were green stems, so that was violet, and lots of muted sort of yellows with a lot of white added, and green. So complementary. So in this instance, I'm going to experiment and try to make different combinations and see what works. Okay, so this is where we're at. I did this outline in cobalt blue with some white. I did this outline with kind of an oxide green, which is similar to Viridian, and I added white to this also. So let's see what happens. Okay, so this is interesting. I just mixed Gamblin alizarin crimson with titanium white. And this is Winsor & Newton alizarin crimson with lead white. It's a little more vivid. I kind of like this Winsor & Newton alizarin crimson better, actually. So I thought I would mix up the wall color a little bit. And the reason is because I'm going to have some yellow, what do you call those things, stamens? Yellow things sticking out. And there's got to be a contrast underneath. Well, here's the one with the cobalt blue. Here's the one with the oxide green. I really don't see a big difference between them. And they're not as interesting as those other two I did before this. So I didn't think these turned out very good. They weren't as fun as those last two that were bigger. I think part of the problem is that I don't like painting little bitty tiny paintings. I tend to be kind of messier and stuff. So, and I think it's important that you have the contrasting color to the main color you're using in your painting. And this wasn't really totally contrasting. So I think this technique for these two paintings works really well when your flowers are mostly beiges and creams and whites and yellows and stuff like that. Not so much for pink. So anyway, it's always fun messing around though with nothing serious that you're trying to paint, and you learn stuff. Happy painting!